Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Seeing someone bleed out in the next? No. Let's get started.
Tormentor.
They're getting the objectives now that they wanted to be able to hit. So even though they didn't get those early 2 kills that they perhaps missed on Yuma, they are getting these timings coming together here. And KJ, he did use a Fiend's Grip on a creep, so they do know that it's still on cooldown for some time. They have to be careful on the side of LGD how they make
I mean, if they get away with this...
There's no way that Yandex doesn't contest.
Okay, so they'll actually look for the smoke move first.
Dire's bottom tower is
Doxa
under attack.
should catch him here. Nice move. And maybe with that, they can go for the Roche. They do have the Gush.
I mean, yes,
they've got the high physical.
But now they're going to be pretty aware that LGD's in this area, and this sort of move's likely. So surely there's going to be some temptation to try for a steal, or can you just not try?
Running in without the Coddle, without your healer versus this Tidehunter versus all this big team fight, perhaps they do just have to give it up here.
I mean, yeah, this is pretty big news for LGD right there.
Smart
They're
move.
5k down here, 21 minutes in, but they've just killed a support, and apparently are able to get the freedom to go into the Roche and get this Aegis.
Very heads-up move. If they don't kill the Coddle, there's no way they can just walk in and do that.
They're going to be blasting. They're going to be able to set up with the 5 of them. But
exactly.
5k gold down doesn't matter.
Chira.
Aegis and the Roshan's going to be theirs.
Chira does get a good bound as Watson's turned up.
Tylon, see if he can get out of the river here. Big damage coming in from the Nature's Wrath, but
they are very
fine
low
as he heads over to the rest of his team.
DM is charging in.
Trying to send the summons onto King Jungles.
He's got the Ghost Scepter.
DM wants to continue to move forward. King Jungle should be in trouble, and indeed just gets ripped apart here by the summons. Rest of LGD back under the tier 2.
Oh, Chira. Oopsie. Okay, there we go.
That'll be a bit too far for them to dive, so they'll settle with the support kills.
These BKB timings are going to be super strong from Yandex as well. Watson's farm continues to be absolutely crazy, just like he did the other day on this.
Yeah, he's really starting to get quite far ahead of anyone else in the game.
And Chira is very close to having his BKB too, so then he won't have to worry as much about getting licked. And once levels do come out, there are talents that can actually assist you pretty well versus this Largo too. The 20 talent, most people don't like to take it anyway. The Jingu Mastery Undispellable, but could be an option if he does feel like he needs it.
Okay. And in terms of the build, are you all right with this game? Because
which one?
The item's pretty key for both of these heroes. The fact that the Tide and the Largo are both going for the Shivas next. Or do you think there's a chance
I think Whisper will change
might reconsider?
I think Whisper is going to have to know.
He's going for Yules now
and
instead.
I think this is smart because he knows that the Silver Edge is going to come out. He knows absolutely they're going to build one pretty early in this game, so I think he does need that deterrent so he doesn't just get broken and killed. He'll be able to use himself, protect himself as well too for a bit more time.
Yeah, and as we saw, Dailang, he's going to be able to get the Shivas online relatively soon, about 1,400 gold until he has it done.
So they are looking to just build all this physical resistances as we're seeing. The Ghost Scepter from the Bane as well to protect. 6k lead now for Yandex, getting more and more of this vision controlled. Like you said, these wards, Malady's placement that he's been able to do, it's giving so much info. They kind of know everywhere that LGD is because of this. Between the Shard and those Ops wards that he's placing, and the Wolves, and the Treants, right? There's just 50 different vision tools that they do have.
Now, these Wolves, they look pretty annoying.
They are. It's Bane's nightmare, literally. Smoke up. LGD want to get something accomplished here with this Aegis. They want to look to force the fight. They also do have the Yules and the Shard on Whisper. So he did switch the build up, and now he has the grab versus the Lycan at least.
Yeah, his build's pretty good timing now on the Tide. Stood out the trees.
Got BKB.
And he's got a
BKB buhayin.
Got a BKB and run. The ult
bottom
come out from DM.
Oh, patay ito.
KJ.
Patay ito.
Watson
shows his face.
And Ghost will not save him. The blast comes in from Saxa.
Pretty split up now. This is what Yandex wants to play like, right? They see the 4 of them mid. They're like, okay, we're just going to dodge, split up the map. Watson will just continue to get that farm and get closer and closer toward that Silver Edge, which is the big timing for them. They're just trying to kill that Tide and force a fight with the BKBs. So Yuma, they wanted to get something big done here with this Aegis. They at least forced Chira to pop a BKB, but they wanted to get more.
I mean, they're going to try and see if they can find anyone back on their side of the map.
Oh, they're looking for Chira again. He does show himself, and BKB is CD.
And Watson would be the huge catch, but Watson's going to see them.
แล้วก็เจรจาจะช่วยให้เป็น
Pops it immediately.
BKB
No
TP.
hesitation. I like that. Like, no hesitation, BKB. Just in case of things, he doesn't know if there's going to be like a blink ravage point blank or something, so.
Oh, and that's quite a nasty little snipe there. Malady able to get the courier of humor, and that had the rest of the Hurricane Pike on.
That is pretty massive, yeah. These two timings for the Drow are pretty important. The Pike and the Manta, right? The Dispel versus the Overgrowth. Also a way to distance himself from the line.
They're going to try for Whisper. He's gone out pretty far on the bottom lane.
Oh, he used Ravage. He has the gem. He's got to get out.
He's got Blink up in a second.
If they kill him, that is devastating.
He's got the Blink.
Yuma will find a catch on Malady.
So, TP's still on quarter. I mean, they don't know where he's gone.
Okay, he sneaks away.
Oh my goodness, he gets the gem out of there, away
Saving
from the
private
four of
gem.
them.
That would have been brutal if he lost this gem, because they just picked it up to try to fix the vision that's going on.
Yeah, well worth the Ravage there to keep that safe.
Unless he dies here
That's
for
true.
it.
They're still keeping the walls around him.
Okay, he will survive. That's worth it. It looks kind of clowny, right? Popping a Ravage like that, but to protect your gem, absolutely.
Dire's bottom tower is
See if
under
Yandex
attack.
looks to punish the fact that that is on cooldown here. BK are down for about 20 seconds on Watson, but when it comes back up, they could look for a fight around this. LGD. Aegis is getting reclaimed in about 10 seconds here.
Now, Watson's going to have pretty insane damage.
He has it done already.
Yeah, that far ahead, and yeah, this wave will give him the silver edge.
And I'm curious to see how the Largo is going to progress, right? We saw his early game, pretty solid. He's going to have his Shivas finished up too. See how it progresses after that.
Yeah, both him and Chira Jr. a pretty similar point in net worth.
And it probably feels pretty good as a Monkey King to be at this point after having a little bit of trouble in the lane.
As I say, we've seen many a Monkey King fall way further behind than Chira Jr. is.
Tai Lung. It's a lot of physical.
Easy block off. And absolutely any time that Watson TP's in now, he'll very quickly help them pick up the kills. They'll find the Elacor also under the tier 2.
This physical damage, even though they are itemizing to do, it's overwhelming.
It is a lot.
AC, Hal, Deso, what are they sitting at? Minus 18 armor? At least in most of these situations. Even the Largo looks kind of squishy. Did not have the Shivas just yet.
Go for the tier 2.
Yandex accelerating things again here. Around these BKBs, they know that the Ravage is on cooldown.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower
And they back up. Stoxa yet to fully commit for the build, but he is queuing up the Orchid at the moment.
And Whisper's making good progress on
I wonder if
the Hex.
I wonder if Stoxa will actually go for this or go for something like an... It sounds... We haven't seen it purchased much anymore, but the Aghanim's, because he's playing for the Bane versus the Bane, who eventually will get the Ags also. And then you can just put the Ignis down, and it's impossible for the Fiend's Grip. We'll see which one he does commit for, because I'm trying to think why he would want the Orchid fully. Of course, versus Largo, it's fantastic on the supports, but versus the Tide and the Drow, doesn't really make sense. So we'll see what he commits for.
Yeah, he's gonna have the time to consider switching it up.
Chira, progression continues for him also, about to have his Harpoon, so we'll be able to distance himself away as well. LGD, Ravage is back up, but a 10k lead now has been claimed for Yandex. They are avoiding Ravage team fights, and they're getting a lot on the map.
But at the same time now, LGD, it feels like they're not necessarily looking for Ravage team fights, right? They're not really looking for much at all.
I think they're having difficulty dealing with lanes. There's just Treants, Wolves. There's constant pressure on these lanes that they have to deal with. I think it's just difficult for them to just look for the fights in particular.
So you think they're not necessarily happy that they can't have the luxury to look for the fights? Like, you think they would ideally want to be doing something with these Ravages?
I would think so with a Largo Tide. Like, I know the other, yesterday, right, they had the Zeus that scales infinitely, but I don't see the similar thing for the Largo in particular. It does feel like it's going to end up being the Drow versus a triple core lineup at some points with a healing sustain, so... I'd imagine they want to get a little more out of the map here now, since things have just started to get pretty Yandex favored in terms of how much they're just playing the economy game.
And he'll commit for the Orchid. So the Orchid's here for Taxa.
Yep. A pre-Ags on the Bane does have, of course, great merits. And versus the Largo, it is super effective, so that's probably what he is thinking. It's just going to shut down Tai Lung completely.
And Chira Jr. is looking at Whisper, but he is on his own, of course. Join, but probably not going to want to do anything about that Tide.
Dangerous when they know he has the Yules too, right? So they have to be pretty clean how they do commit for it. Yandex looking for a fight here.
LGD's around, so looks like they're now in a position where they will try and fight back. They are 10k behind.
See if Yuma can keep his positioning safe in particular, because if they do surround him, he is very dead, and they have great ways to do so. Malady continue to just scout. He's being super annoying on this Train Protector, and he's progressing to components of the Aghanims.
We are seeing each and every time, you know, it's kind of hard for DM to not feed the Ancients because they just get dead in the water by the tide, and that easily sets them up for Yuma to kill them.
30
Very
minutes.
easy 250 gold when they do get sent forward.
LGD preparing for the Tormentor. Should just be able to get this one. Yandex don't want to commit into a 5v5 fight again either.
Super quick here with the damage from Yuma.
And they're just playing for the lanes, playing for that farm on the side of Yandex as we are seeing Malady, like we said. He's going to get the Aghs pretty soon.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
The timings are there, but it never, you know, you never really know where Yandex is going to go with this sort of lead, right? Because they
do
pretty
like
much
to get
the
big
classic
leads.
team that builds the lead, and then, you know, they might not be shutting this game down for another 30 minutes.
True. And LGD is one of the teams that have shown very good stability of coming back versus these.
They are good in the late game.
They are.
Absolutely, no, yeah.
It's a prime element for them. You know, I was actually talking to a couple of them, and they were, you know, this overthrow kind of style gameplay when it gets to late game, that's where they thrive. Like we used to say about the SCA teams, that's where SA thrives too. So Whisper, Hex is done for him now too.
He's super fond on this tide. I feel like this is every game as well, pretty much on Whisper, right? He's one of those offlaners that just finds so much out of the map.
It was a fantastic pick for the Tidehunter too, right? It's all physical damage.
Dire's bottom tower is
Looking for another aggressive play here, Yandex.
Trying to catch them split up here.
Tai Lung.
He's
probably going to die pretty quickly. They'll use the overgrowth, and LGD will not. Well, I said they won't send anyone else. They're going to try and bail Whisper out because Whisper's in trouble.
It's overwhelming physical.
Chira Jr. jumping forward. Ooh, okay, the grip comes in.
It's deep.
Yuma's going to be able to turn. They're bringing Watson down low, but they can't quite kill him. Sprout out onto Yuma. Yuma's trying to finish Watson off. The sharpshooter comes in. They will finally bring him down, but it's cost them the 3 lives. Tai Lung's bought back for this. Chira Jr. diving the base, killing off Theo Lacour.
Yandex is playing their draft beautifully to perfection. The lanes are just always in rough position. Where LGD has to go back up, address lanes, and then they do get picked off because of it. They're getting split up over and over here. They do get Watson.
Well, I know that they mattered, but someone cut the tree that Chira Jr. was on.
I didn't see what it was.
No. Oh, well, we'll see actually here. Who cut it? It didn't matter, of course, because they still took the fight. They lost Watson, but the fight's still very much theirs.
This was beautiful setup here.
And at this point, it was just, you know, look how much damage Whisper's taking. He's super farmed on the tide, but
they have minus 18 armor. So yeah, he's farmed, but he goes down to 0. Huh. Not sure. Either way, big fight win for Yandex. They back up. They also are able to get the rush now too.
17k lead now for Yandex.
I feel like they are just playing this draft beautifully, and Watson has continued to be super farmed, and we perhaps are seeing some of the struggles. The Largo again too, where they are just playing beautifully around it. They're scaling around it too, and this hero can just get caught pretty easily versus all the information that Yandex has. Pretty massive lead now at this point. Aghanims, it's there for Malady. He's queuing up Blade Mail, so he knows he can just stand in the face potentially of that Drow. What?
Oh, Gust.
But it still looked weird the way
it was like broken
happened.
before he landed on it, right?
But yeah, that's how it works though. They cut the tree before if you land. So
you're right, yeah. So just the Gust pushing the DM's grip onto it.
Ag's done. This Ags has looked pretty broken.
Yep.
KJ had been caught in the and Saxa kind of just solo kills him.
Easy for Saxa there.
That's also what the Orchid gives you, right? You're able to solo
easy
people.
solo kill potential, yes. Yeah.
No, you don't look at that. Don't look at the Nature's Prophet ult. It was the Saxa solo kill.
He did his solo. He didn't need the carry. Talking about the carry, what's pretty much the Daedalus done.
They are truly
next item flying out very soon here.
And look at the positioning of these lanes. Every single time I think I've looked at the map, they just can't get it past the river on the side of LGD. There's summons everywhere. Summons, Wrath of Nature, just everything being thrown out there. And Chiro overall has made a fantastic recovery in this game too. He essentially has the Scotty finished up too. And even these tank heroes, even the Tide, not having the armor now at this point, it's a concern for him. Right? That's maybe why Whisper wanted to Shivas too.
A lot of damage.
He died
very quickly.
A couple seconds. He could just get exploded in a stun plus a Sober Edge. Butterfly is finished up for Yuma, so he does have this very good timing. It's just everything around him that has started to really fall apart.
Radiant are scanning.
And just the fact that it seems it's pretty impossible for these carries to keep up with Watson when Watson's on the Nation's Prophet.
I think this hero is probably going to see quite a bit more play. It feels like it's super strong in this turret meta. Just you're able to show up to every single fight. And I just so much damage from these treants.
And seeing how they were playing it as well, I really like it. I guess these drows, you just TP into the lane and add a +1 to taking the drow down in the laning stage.
I think the Lycan plus NP picks, right, is really clever when you're playing versus the drow. And that's why, I mean, we've been saying so much. There's no way this first pick drow can just happen. It's got to be countered. And we are seeing Yandex with the concept versus it. Not only that, but also, right, we have to mention the Howl. Forgot to mention that early. Attack damage reduction. All these things really do add up in these team fights.
Yeah.
Even the Monkey King too, right? Wukong's plus 25 armor.
Great. As I said, I think, you know, you can't understate like how easy it is on the mid Monkey King to just completely lose control of the game when you know, he lost his tower 7 minutes in.
And now he does
so many
have
Monkey Kings have faltered. He is absolutely huge now at this point. Skadi picked up. Very nicely played after not an easy start to the game for Chira Jr.
Pretty damn good Skadi game too versus the Drow, right? Versus the range, just the extra slow you get, super good. And he is insanely tanky now in the Monkey King too. The damage, it's pretty much all the Drow now at this point. All up to Yuma.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him go too defensively. I feel like I want to see him go just for the crit, probably now at this point.
I would agree. I feel like the Daedalus is going to be more tempting than the Satanic. Especially if you've got the Shard, right? He's going to be sat back on the high ground defense, and they've just got to have the damage to hold them back. And between a Gush and a multi-shot from the Drow, that's a lot to try and push into, even if they are as far as ahead as they are. The high ground hold can still be pretty formidable from LGD, despite the fact that they're so far behind right now in the gold. And
they do have the Agh's Fiend's Grip, but KJ sold his Ghost Scepter for it. So now he's super vulnerable. He could just die to the summons in seconds there. So we'll see what you does go for, because I can understand the want for Satanic because he's playing versus this Tree Overgrowth. There's a lot of different mini disables and all that. So if he uses his Manta wrong and he gets Overgrowth, he's screwed. So that's probably why he's thinking the Satanic.
I mean, imagine now with the fact that the Axe is there. So in terms of an answer to that, is it just going to be Malady saving the Blink Overgrowth for when he sees someone getting Fiend's Grip? Because that will stop it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was what I was telling you in the back. So I think the Tree is one of the hardest counters to a Bane Axe.
Yeah, it pretty much, like, he'll save it for that every time, ideally, right? Yeah. That's going to be the thing that Malady is thinking about the most.
Either does Drow click Manta? If Drow clicks Manta, you blink Overgrowth it. It does Bane go for Fiend's Grip, you can blink Overgrowth that. So it does have multiple different options. The lead just continues to grow, and LGD cannot get out of the base versus all these summons. It all just continues getting forced in.
Because, yeah, that does sound pretty scary, especially when this Blade Mail's out, as you say. If he blinks in Overgrowths, Blade Mails, what do you do?
He's going to have 5,000 HP hitting you. Yeah, this Triax definitely, I was not thinking it was going to be this strong, but it does look absolutely insane. And he got it at a very good timing this game. Malady, the supports in particular for Yandex have played this game quite beautifully. Soxa, 6-1 and 8. First pick Coddle.
Yeah, I think one of the things that might have sort of held back the potential of the Triax is I feel like when it came out right and everyone was doing it as like a core, right? They're like, I'm going to play offlane Tree, go some like Echo Axe build, and then they weren't winning games. So it was like, this is terrible. When in reality, you just got to play support Tree and slowly get the Axe. You don't need to rush it, because whenever you do get it, it's going to feel good anyway. You don't need to have the priority farm to still have a good time with the Axe.
You're super tanky, and you have reduced cooldown. Your ult goes down to 60 seconds, so you can take every single team fight. It is insanely strong. And I hope I get to see him with the heart, because then he'll have like 10,000
the strength then.
Top lane, Whisper.
Oh, it's a lot of damage for Whisper to take.
He's just dead. It's way too much for
so quickly. That's a big concern for LGD, losing their tide that easily.
Yandex is just completely controlling the map.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to step outside for LGD.
Huge lead, coming up to 30k. I said, well, this is classic Yandex. They get the game into sort of this position, and not a whole lot you can do. Because I feel like we've obviously seen them do this a lot of time, right? They haven't lost any of these games, right, where they get this huge lead.
Don't believe so, no. We've seen LGD turn some of them, but I don't know about with the mid Largo and a Tide, right? This does feel like they've kind of already hit their timings, and their timings just, it never hit.
Yeah.
Yandex is just way ahead of them on every single one of them, and they're progressing. Well, the only hero that's progressing on the side of LGD into this later stages, it's Yuma.
I mean, Yeah, the mid Largo looked fun in the lane, but maybe in deep mid you're just still not going to be a big fan of the Largo, even if it's in a different capacity than the off lane.
Yeah.
That we normally have it. Yeah.
So he does.
It just. I feel with like some of these players, it's just like you feel like you're limiting their capabilities, right? Thailand, he's so flashy.
Imagine
he gives all that pop jumping around, and now he's just running around playing a bit of Guitar Hero.
It was banned.
You know,
A lot of heroes were targeted.
Banned, but, you know my point. It's like when you see these players play Largo, it's like there's something missing.
You know what though? You won't see it again, especially not in this best of 5, I imagine. This could just be one of those like tests,
Try it out.
and you're like, you know what? Never gonna do that again.
And they might still make a comeback. You know, who knows?
High ground defense. If they can get the Ravages, if he can get Refresher, always potential. As we said, we've seen LGD turn things. Yandex. They're getting so much. Sox is another core.
They're farming literally every corner of the map. Everything that's on the map, they're taking.
And they can't get punished. The problem is LGD, they cannot go outside and hunt because there's just all 3 waves running into their faces every single time and an infantry who's scouting them out.
20 seconds in the courier will be back up, so he'll get the re-release that was sniped. So we'll have the Satanic on Yuma.
And I guess we could say I was going to say the good news could be that Watson's going to hit critical mass at some point very early, but he can switch items around and he can still get quite a bit of growth.
I mean, is this coming up to the same farm speed in that Nature's Prophet game the other day, or is
it's pretty close.
Actually is getting up?
I think he was at 9. I didn't get the check, but he was at like 960 if I was not mistaken. Okay. He's at 880 already.
Yeah.
That hero looks very good.
Yeah, especially in Watson's hand.
Yeah.
He has absolutely mastered the Nature's Prophet carry here.
Even though he's like 3-3, right? It's not like something too crazy.
Yeah, it's just how much farm he's getting. It's like he's that farmed that it doesn't really matter that he's died a few times because he's that much. He's pretty much 2 items ahead. He's that far ahead. Doesn't matter if he makes a mistake. He's still going to be a big problem.
And perhaps with this Treant change, right? The fact that you can just use your Treants to scout and then you're just farming and getting bonus damage seems pretty ridiculous. Yuma.
He's stepping pretty far out here. You get caught by the Hex. The Overgrowth comes in. He's caught in the middle of the Wukong's command. He'll be able to slide his way out of the Sprout.
They've got no damage.
Ravage comes in. Yuma trying to heal up and stand his ground. A second Ravage here as well.
Is it enough?
Whisper. It's a fair bit. They're able to take out the 2 of them. Malady jumps back in. The Hex is there again, so Yuma will still fall. I mean, LGD, they don't come out of that empty-handed, but still not
all in.
Getting the upper hand. They'll lose a 4th as Thailand goes down. Only Whisper gets out. It wasn't a bad effort to fight back around the double Ravage, but it's just a little too little, a little too late.
Exactly. And that was their all-in fight. It was pretty much absolutely everything. They spent all their gold for the fight. The Satanic was purchased right before it, too. They get 2 of the cores, but Watson is just free hitting. Same thing for the 2 supports. I mean, 2 supports. Soxa is a core.
Oh, yeah,
Malady kind of is too.
They'll be able to take out.
Probably 2 sets.
The mid-bracks move up to the top. Yes, pretty much still a minute without the 2 cores.
Whisper. Silver Edge is not up. Do they have enough damage without it?
They'll be able to force him out of the Sprout. It's going to be fine for now. Tailung's going to use the buyback, and he's going to TP in super aggressively. They'll get the sharpshooter onto Malady. He'll pop the overgrowth and run.
He has 5,000 health.
They've got him with the lick. Grip. The Fiend's Grip as well onto Watson. Have they got any damage to throw at the Nature's Prophet, though? They do not.
Malady's owning them.
Watson's fine, and Malady, yeah, he's still half HP. And half HP, obviously, when the old buff is up, it is like 2,600 HP. So he's not dying.
And it's a Tai Lung buyback. Loses all the progression he was starting to make. They do hang on to the second rack at the least, though.
Buys time for Yuma to get back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly a 40k lead here for Yandex.
And Watson's got 10k, so can choose whatever he wants to go for here. The Ravage, it does connect nicely on the 2 cores, but on the other side of the fight, Watson's just cleaning up.
It was just a bit of an awkward trip out onto the map there. I think it was just in an effort to try and find the power rune, but it meant that Yuma was heading in first. Potential, as we saw here with the double Ravages. You can only imagine if they, honestly, if they're able to set this sort of fight up and just wait and do it from the high ground, they might have actually been able to cook something up a little bit better.
As long as they can have Yuma in a better position, because that looked very dangerous at the start of things there.
Now 40 seconds until they'll have the double Ravage.
Oh.
Again.
OP talent has been hit. Not as OP as it once was, of course, but still pretty busted. These Treants do an insane amount of damage to it. Ooh. Amp damage for Watson and a strong Dispel now for Soxa. So I'll try to keep track of him chakring and dispelling perhaps Ravage even. Or Fiend's Grip. But that's actually pretty insane. That kind of hard counters the Bane Axe too. You can just chakra it. I didn't even think about that one.
Someone's got to find the cotton in these fights.
Yeah, that usually is the case.
Sort of guaranteed to get him into the Ravage, right?
Yeah. I think that's usually the case, right? We did see the way LGD addressed the Coddle in the earlier series, and it was just all in, jump him in the initial start of the fights. Their heroes just don't really have that concept this time around, right? Last time it was a Timber, a Kez. They had all these mobility heroes to get to the back line. This time it's much more of a stagnant lineup.
4 minutes with the Sages. We'll see if they want to push. As we know, though, and as we know that Yandex know, they've got the luxury.
They're chilling.
They don't have to push.
Nope. They're probably looking. Melody's probably like, guys, yeah. I almost have my heart. Let me get it. Then I'll have 8,000 health.
Unironically, I think that's exactly what's happening.
He also
He's
has
like, let me get the heart before we finish this game.
Yeah, and Watson has... He can literally get to the 8-slot point at this point.
He's like, let me get the moonshot.
Yep.
And then still have to buy back gold on top of it before we try and end this game.
Yeah, because LGD,
why not?
They can't step outside. If they do, we saw what just happens, right? They do get maybe 2 cleanup kills, but they do lose the fight drastically. Yandex playing this pretty clean overall, missing a couple kills early, as we said, but overall, the draft design is functioning.
Yeah, and honestly, it's kind of refreshing to see, right, that Drow first pick
gets answered.
You're not getting away with it.
Yeah.
Because so many times teams have been getting away with it. Yandex showing here in this finals, if you want to pick Drow, we've prepared an answer.
Got to protect it better somehow. And sure, right, it's refreshing to see Monkey King not just lose lane.
We've seen so many that have just completely
recovered,
lost the game, but no, he's played it very nicely, Chiro Jr.
And yeah, supports. Yeah, have to give a lot of credit, right? That mid lane kind of situation that happened where Malady survived and they get those 2 big kills for Chiro. It was a long time ago, but that was a big point of recovery for Chiro. Trains coming in, they have to address them. Gets hexed, has Aegis.
Overgrowth full catch. Also, no, that was the Nature's Wrath coming onto the 2 of them. Wukong's commands down.
Pressure on multiple fronts. They have to glyph. There's Treants as well top. There's Summons top also going.
It's just when do you go for the double Ravage play? Malady.
He's in first.
He's going to find him in the trees. The grip will come out, but they're quickly looking to deal with the illusions of Spain. Come in with the buyback Whisper. There's the Ravage. Chiro Jr. is going to be separated from the rest of the team. Allows them to shoot down Malady, take down Chiro Jr. the once.
Chira's deep.
Whisper's got the second Ravage. Holds Watson in position. Yuma's in trouble though. Chiro Jr. is on top of him. Yuma will try and force away. The stun's coming out. He's gone. He'll have buyback, but Whisper's gone for 2 minutes. Chiro Jr. pulling himself out with the harpoon. He'll look to stand his ground with the Wukong's command. Yuma can shoot down the Monkey King. The Hex comes out. They've caught Yuma. Yuma sprouted. He's dead. Game's over. GG is called. Yandex will take this game 1.
A really cool one. An insane recovery from Chiro, playing super aggressive here in this last team fight. They split the fight beautifully. Whisper dies in an instant before he can get the first Ravages off, and then he jumps the backline. He does catch the Coddle, but then his Drow is just getting eaten alive by the Wolf. Yandex, I think this design of the draft did look super good with the way that they wanted to play versus this team fight draft. They just dodged them until they felt like they were comfortable enough with these items, and then they can just force the issue here.
Yeah, they really did, and yeah, sent a very clear message of...
Ayan ang gang, walang makakaharap sa tiki-tiki-tiki-tiki sa teamfight. Victory na sa ating side, ito na ang aming oras. Lahat kayo ay malalagas, CGW sa dulo, HX show ay kukuha. Ayan ang gang, walang makakaharap sa lahabas ay ground. Naririnig na ang kolong, una sa lane, walang space para sa bait. Control ang map, walang lusot sa trap. Lahat ay determinado, tutuplay ang alodi ang grado. Support ay laging alerto, plano namin ay eksakto. Isang pito lang, tapos ang inyong laban.
Kabilis kumalat pag chismis eh, no? Trending nga talaga eh.
Ma-file ako.
Ha? Ah.